5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hello and welcome to Truth, Beer, and Podsequences. So this is a podcast where my co-host and I listen to all the Cincinnati-based craft beer podcasts from the previous week. We get together at a podcast host. This week we are back at Higher Gravity Summit Park. Thank you for being a great podcast host. And what we do is give our version of the truth of how those podcasts went. And hopefully there aren't too many consequences from the hosts of the other podcasts. And yeah, I mean, after the little thing that happened a week or two ago, we're good. Yeah, we're good. We're fine.
That counter's back at zero.
Yeah,
We're now starting
back at zero.
Days since last incident.
So weeks without incident. One. Well, this would be two because last week.
This would be two. Yeah, that's true.
This would be two.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks without incident.
We're good.
Yeah. My name's Marco. I am a taproom manager here locally. And that voice you heard belongs to the best co-host in Podcastlandia.
I'm Julia, and I don't know how to speak. It just doesn't work. But I do enjoy all of the Cincinnati craft beer. I love craft beer in general, the community, the beverages. And I am more than happy to be here with you, Marco. We both have ditched our significant others to record for the listeners because that is where our priorities lie. So we may be in trouble when we get home, but you know what? For right now, we have some amazing beverages in front of us that we're going to talk about. We have some Candlelight here at Higher Gravity Summit Park.
Thank you to Higher Gravity for supplying Candlelight.
Yeah, brought to you by Adam and Eve. I'm not sure if they're sponsored or not, but you know what? Why not? We don't judge.
If they want to sponsor, please.
Yes, we will promote all of your adult toy needs. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is going off the rails, and we're not even 3 minutes in.
Well, that's great. That's great. Yeah. So that that is our truth of why we're out here.
Speaking of off the rails, little disclaimer: everything that we say are our opinions alone. They are in no way associated with any place that Marco and I may or may not be associated with, including any other businesses, companies, Higher Gravity, you have it. So if there's something that you take offense to at us, do not at anyone else.
Yes. Thank you, Julia.
Yeah.
So wouldn't be a good craft beer podcast if we didn't have craft beer.
However.
Well, I did have craft beer while we were setting up.
We both did. What craft beer did you have?
I had a beer. I had Roadhouse Pills.
Excellent.
So I had a beer, and
excellent.
You have.
I actually still have a glass of Hybrid IPA. It's HEYE Brid IPA. It's a West Coast hazy, hybrid East Coast hazy. Not entirely sure, but it's delicious. So I'm really enjoying it. But because it is a special day, Higher Gravity Summit Park had. I'm going to say had because when you hear this, it's in the
right.
This event already was in the past.
Friday.
Yes, I had an event for Valentine's Day where you could get a shared pour, candlelit wine and whiskey pairing. You get a pour of Two Hands Sexy Beast Cabernet Sauvignon from South Australia and Savage and Cook Lip Service Rye Whiskey. So Marco and I each have one of each in front of us.
Yep.
So we're gonna. I'm not a huge wine person. I still am trying to learn to appreciate wine. So this could be interesting. But I'm excited to
I
try.
have wine occasionally, and I'm a red wine drinker when I do drink wine. Not that I won't drink white; it's just I won't drink white unless that's all we got. You know, we're trapped in a bunker somewhere, and all we have is white wine.
All you got, then you will make it happen.
Pour it.
Nice.
But yeah, so I've finished my beer, so I'm going to be moving on to the wine, and then I'll have.
And I'm just going to move on to the wine and the bourbon because they're the freshest pours that I have in front of me. So I'm saying, let's go for it.
Yeah, let's go.
What do you want to do first, the wine or the whiskey? I don't know if there's a proper order for this. I know the whole liquor and beer, or beer than liquor
Doesn't
kind
matter.
of thing, but I have no idea with this. Fuck it, and let's do it.
Because we got all of it.
I'm going to read let's go ahead and try the wine. I'll read the description off of the card from the table on the wine. This is Two Hands Sexy Beast Cabernet Sauvignon from South Australia. Sexy Beast, a succulent and luscious McLaren Vale Cabernet Sauvignon. It shows a striking bouquet of dried herb, cherry, mint, bay leaf, cinnamon, plum, dark chocolate, and green leafy aromas.
You know,
That's
all of
lot
that.
of shit going on.
I would have said exactly the same thing.
Really? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That is good.
Will you keep talking? I'm gonna
That
try
is,
this.
You know, when you taste something and it's just like, wow, like that a lot. What do you like? Well, it's good. Yeah, it's really good. No, it is very good. And as you put out those descriptors, I could definitely connect that to my taste experience there. Julia?
As a non-wine person, someone that still doesn't really know how to drink wine, that's not bad.
That's good.
I could probably put away more of this than is.
It's better than
safe.
bad. It's good.
It's yes. Anyone who is older than 30 is going to appreciate that. That's like you said, I can definitely get all of those notes. Now, if I didn't have the paper in front of me
I'd be
that
struggling.
put them in, I'd be like, it tastes like wine.
Tastes
and
real
there's
grapey.
stuff in it. Yeah. and I don't mean that to sound, ignorant or whatever, but like it's the same thing with whiskeys, with bourbons. I'm still learning to pick out those flavors that are part of it. Same with wine. But when you put in front of me, this has these notes to it, I kind of know what to look for. And maybe it's a little bit of a placebo effect. If I think I'm going to taste orange, or if I'm told I'm going to taste orange, I'm probably going to taste orange regardless if it's part of whatever it is or not.
Yeah, but you wouldn't taste, like if I said, hey, it tastes like hot dog water, you don't taste hot dog water.
Right. That's kind of an extreme. But yes, I know exactly what you're saying. But yeah, this is pretty tasty. I like this.
I think we've got a couple of lovers coming in here.
Hell yeah, we do. I mean,
Couple of people holding hands.
They have candles already lit on just about all the tables.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you bring someone here for Valentine's Day? I kind of wish we would have done this like last week so we could kind of ensure that people know to come here, but this is great.
Make your plans for next year.
So here's a question for you, Marco.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about the podcast? Because we haven't even done that yet, and that's what our show is about.
That's true.
And do like a recap or two and then get into the whiskey, or do you want to dive into the whiskey and then do the podcast, so kind of really segment how we're presenting things tonight?
Oh, that's interesting. No, I think we should do a couple of reviews, podcast recaps, and then do the whiskey. Yeah.
Okay. Well, because this is a podcast about podcasts, specifically Cincinnati Craft Beer Podcast.
Yep.
We have a list. We have 4 shows to recap for you tonight. And actually, they're all shorter-ish reviews, and we'll kind of explain why when we get to each one. We have a special one tonight that is not a podcast. It is a YouTube-only show.
Yeah.
But the reason that we're going to talk about it is because I guess Shift Beers heard about a recap that they did of a local favorite seltzer, Astra. They shared it, and I went, oh, hey, that's local to Cincinnati. Let me check it out. And thought, sure, we'll just kind of let people know about it if they're interested in this channel. So we have The Toxic Show, where they talk about Astra. We have a bit on the Beers and Beards podcast. That is hard to say. Luckily, they're changing the name of the podcast, which we'll get to when we recap them. Craft Parenting Pod, we have a quick recap on their most recent episode. And one that you and I got to witness live. What you into?
Yep, what you into?
Hell yeah. So what do you say, what are you into? Why not formalize the name of the podcast?
No, because it leaves more space for the actual
title of the episode. Which we will also get to when we get there. What do you say we start with The Toxic Show? Because again, that is completely out of what is really our wheelhouse. It is not a podcast.
Right.
This isn't something where they release a podcast and also a YouTube version of it like what we do with ours. This is 100% YouTube. Again, this is something that was shared via, I believe it was the Shift Beers Instagram account. Only reason I know about it, The Toxic Show on YouTube. This is episode 71. This seltzer is out of this world. And they were drinking the Astra soda fountain pack, which, as I'm sure everyone knows by now, is Birch Crush Red Cream Soda and Blast.
Yep.
They also had an episode 66, covered the Brain Freeze pack. So if you liked this episode, you might want to watch that one. These are all under 15-minute episodes. So it was a very quick watch. It was pretty entertaining. They had some very strong opinions on the box design for the Astra Mix Pack.
They did.
Which I never really thought about, but once they brought it to my attention, it's one of those, I can't unsee it now.
Right.
And I hope that that the folks at Astra are taking note and making sure that they give the types of containers that open properly based off of the way the cans are oriented in the box. I don't know if that makes any sense.
It does when you watch the
YouTube
video show.
Yes, very much so. Let's see. They compared Astra to the Bud Light Sour Seltzer Pack as far as their favorite. Watch this episode. Watch this episode to see who won that challenge, because that was kind of interesting.
Yep.
The Bud Light Seltzer Pack is kind of their litmus test for the best. Like, that is their number one. Every other seltzer they drink, that's what they compare it to. How did Astra, specifically the soda fountain pack, line up? They mentioned that they want to film at the place where Astra is made, is not made. I'm not sure exactly how that works.
Well, the brewery.
The main brewery,
brewery.
And I think that would be a lot of fun. I think that that's something that should absolutely be allowed.
Sure.
So,
I mean, not up to me, but
No, absolutely not. It's not up to any of us. But should said, conglomeration approve of it, I think that could be a really fun thing. Let's see. When it got to the time, when it got to them drinking the Crush, trying that for the first time, they got fancy.
Yes.
Super, super fancy.
Yes.
Which was a lot of fun. And the thing I'm going to close out of the notes segment on this, and then I haven't let you talk at all about this YouTube episode. So before I get into my final note, did you have anything else? Because I apologize. I kind of railroaded this one.
No.
Where the hell did he come from? And now
He just
he's
showed
gone.
up, and it's Valentine's Day. He doesn't have other plans. Actually, that's a poor joke because, unfortunately, if you know anything about Liam Neeson, a couple of years ago, his wife passed away from a skiing accident. So, too soon? Too soon? Yeah.
Not for us.
Okay. Very good.
For him, maybe. Not for us.
Okay. Good.
Last note that I had on episode 71 of The Toxic Show, which, again, is YouTube only. It is a video. It is YouTube. It is not a podcast. Their burp count for a sub 15-minute episode challenges Shift Beers.
I did take notice.
I
did take notice.
I thought near the end, man, I wish I would have had a better idea. I would have counted these, because I bet that ratio, like I said, either meets, if not surpasses.
Could.
Shift
I mean,
Beers.
for a 15-minute podcast, as much as they were burping, it could be on par.
And that's the thing. They weren't doing it because they know we're counting. They don't know we exist.
Right.
So.
Well, they will.
They will.
They will, damn it.
They will know that we exist now.
Just like everybody else will at some point.
Yes. I believe they're based somewhere out of Ohio, but I couldn't find a ton of information on them. And I saw this like 2 days ago, so I didn't have a ton of time to try to research them. But it sounds like they are local-ish. They might be Cincinnati-based or just somewhere close to Cincinnati, especially if they're willing to travel.
The one guy's a Browns fan.
Yeah, they did mention that. I was trying to... But you know what? I'd rather you be a Browns fan than a Steelers fan. Any day.
Okay.
Any day of the week.
That's fair.
So, I'm not going to judge too much on that. But it was fun. It was absolutely a fun watch. They were not... I don't want to say they weren't kind, but they definitely didn't hold back at all on their expectations for Astra. So, yeah, like I said, it's under 15 minutes. Check it out. Do you want to go into Beers and Beards? Because that's another kind of shorter recap. And then we'll kind of take a break and talk about the whiskey that we have.
Yep.
Beers and Beards, episode 123. Grainworks, Luke, I Am Your Lager, and Penelope Bourbon. The reason this is kind of a short recap of this is there was only about between 10 and 15 minutes of talk about Grainworks, Luke, I Am Your Lager, and other Cincinnati craft beer kind of happenings. The rest of the episode is their normal format where they're just talking, having a good time, hanging out. They talked about the Penelope Bourbon, how the name came about, just random things happening in like the MMA world, things in their lives.
There was a Star Wars lesson in the middle of there.
There absolutely was. They let you know in the beginning that their podcast is going to be renamed. It's no longer going to be Beers and Beards. So definitely listen to hear why they're naming it and what they're changing the name to.
Yep.
Very interesting. And I think it'll be easier for people to say. So I'm looking forward to the upgrade.
Yeah.
Basically for
And we're not going to spoil it for you.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. We want you to listen. The section of the podcast that started talking about Grainworks and then a couple other Cincinnati things started about the 34 minute,
Yep.
30-second mark, in case you just want to jump to that. David was drinking Luke, I Am Your Lager, gave a review of it. Marco, I know that that's one of your favorite styles of all time. I tried to get you to get a can of it here at Higher Gravity, but you said, no. It's Valentine's Day. We need to do the special wine and whiskey tasting that they're doing. And I went, that is fair. So.
Yeah, maybe I'll get it.
Maybe you'll get it next. Sounds good.
Yeah, or maybe not. Who knows?
Who knows? David did drink it, but then he dropped a bombshell about Star Wars and his experience with Star Wars.
Right.
Which, if the beerus heard...
That's a hot take, by the way.
Oh, absolutely.
He had a hot take
absolutely
on
is.
that.
If the beerus heard what he was saying about Star Wars, game over.
Yeah.
100% game over. They also talked... Well, I guess David talked a little bit. There was a bit of a technical issue that happened in this segment, so...
I don't know if it's a technical issue or he just had to go to the bathroom.
Just was like, yeah, you got this. And again, listen to find out exactly what we're talking about.
Got to go.
They mentioned David mentioned the Sam Adams Boston Lager. I don't want to say rebrand. I don't know if that's the proper term for what is going on with it. But it was an interesting conversation about how are they hitting kind of their midlife crisis as a company. Sales are down, seltzer sales are up, craft beer sales are down. And then all the other companies that are doing these rebrands, such as like Fat Tire, Rogue, all that other stuff.
So
it was
weird.
an interesting take on it. So do breweries have midlife crises? Crisis? Is it just crisis for plural?
Maybe
I don't know.
It's crises, right?
Is it crises? Sure, why not? Let's go. That'll be our truth.
Okay.
I don't know. That's why I was asking you.
I don't know.
I was hoping you knew.
I did not major in English. I did not minor in English.
Oh, my goodness.
I
And-
did go to college, though,
You went once.
to pick up my sister for winter break.
Yes.
That's
I
the one
went
time I went to
for...
college.
I attended classes for a year. And then I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up, so I didn't go back.
Yeah.
And I've done okay.
Maybe I'll be a phoenix.
Ooh, Rise from the Ashes? Or, are you talking about the online Phoenix?
I'm not going to do that.
Why not? No.
Never mind. Why would I say something like that? I'm not going to do that.
You know what you could do, Marco? You could go to the Cincinnati State Brewing Program and learn how to brew beer. Anyway, the last thing that they touched on...
Some would say that would help.
You never know.
You never know.
Last thing local that they talked about or touched on was Braxton and Garage Beer and that whole situation.
Spinoff.
What? I don't even know how to describe what's going on there.
I don't know either.
But that was brought up as well in the last 10 minutes of the episode. But you can watch all their episodes on YouTube. Their YouTube channel name is at Beers and Beards Podcast 1316. We kept things easy. We just said Truth Beer Pod, which is what we are everywhere.
Yeah.
So, but they do have the last 2 episodes. They're doing video of what they're doing. So if you want to watch their episodes instead of just listen to them, you have an option.
Yeah.
And it's pretty fantastic.
That's funny.
Was there anything else that you wanted to mention about this episode of Beers and Beards?
No.
Liam, come
Lee,
on.
this guy.
He just gets in the way all the damn time. Do you want to talk about some whiskey?
Yeah.
Since that's also... I can't pick up this piece of paper to save my life.
All right.
I'm going to taste this one first while you read the tasting notes. Ooh. Smells good.
Let's see. Is that Savage and Cook lip service, or is that Sauvage?
Oh. Let's go with Sauvage, because that sounds
Sauvage.
more risque for the Valentines. I don't know. I'm trying, and I just...
Multiple Valens?
Sure, why not?
Is anybody named Valen?
I'm sure there are plenty.
Somebody named Valen?
There's someone out there.
Hey, if you're named Valen, hit us
Add
up
us,
on
yes,
Soch at Truth
yes.
Beer Pod and let us know your name's Valen. Okay.
Almost lost it. Almost.
Fallon. Yeah, Liam. I wonder who else is going to show up today.
I'm trying to sip on this, and you're like,
What?
you're going to make me spit it across everything.
Hopefully not. It'll blind me. Jesus.
Yeah, so just read the thing. Read the thing.
Barrels aged for a minimum of 3 years in New Chart American oak barrels, and then uniquely finished in wine barrels from Dave's Grenache project in Maury, France. That is Grenache.
You're doing great.
Grenache.
Grenache is how I would say it. Yeah.
Didn't you take French?
Grenache.
Okay, well then
Sure, okay.
that is a French word.
Dave's Grenache project in Maury, France.
All right, there we go.
There we go.
There we go. We got
We got proper pronunciation in the Française.
Yes.
Why not?
Yes.
This is. I'm not going to say I don't like it because that's not the case at all. But boy, it has that burn to it.
Holy smokes!
Yes.
Burnt my eyeball.
This is
sniffing on that one.
right. It's that it's a strong pour when you're trying to drink it out of like the like the taster glass, and just trying to how you do that slow inhale before you sip, and that burns.
That's the
It's strong.
the rye whiskey.
It's 90 proof. That explains it.
That brought out the Ric Flair in me right there.
No kidding.
Jesus.
And this is one of the reasons why I would love to keep trying to learn more about tasting like whiskeys and bourbons, because I'm sure there are a lot of like, vanilla oak, those kind of notes in this, but because of the proof, because of the strength of it, all I get is just, holy crap, that alcohol burn all the way through.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to experience the flavors that I know are in this.
Right.
Like I said, I definitely want to learn to enjoy whiskeys, bourbons, other spirits more. The wine is just for me a lot easier to drink because it doesn't overpower you as soon as you try to toss it back. Which
Wow.
we could have a fun night.
That's some rough.
It's
not
not
rough.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
the alcohol is what I get, and I'm not really a. I do have bourbon. This isn't bourbon; it's a whiskey.
Right.
And that's another important detail to put out there, right? And so,
Correct.
all bourbons are whiskeys, not all whiskeys are bourbons.
Correct.
It's
And
very
we don't want
important.
people adding us, or maybe we do want people adding us. So this bourbon is fantastic. No. So that Marco just like his head like snapped over like, no, we are not doing this even as a joke. It's not bad at all. It is just strong enough to where it's hard for me to appreciate what's in this.
Yeah.
So I mean it's for someone.
I'm gonna
It is
finish
absolutely
it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna finish this one too. And while we do
Enjoy
that,
that.
while we kind of
That was good.
bounce between this and the wine, which I'm really enjoying the wine.
I am too.
I think that's, for me, the winner of the two, but that's really just because I don't understand how to appreciate whiskey the way that this probably needs to be appreciated. With that being said, we have 2 podcasts left to recap, and we're only 24 minutes in.
Let's
so
go.
We have plenty of time to work on some Patreon content that we want to do.
Yes.
So
We wanted to
listen
do
to
that.
the end so you know how to
We're
get
here
our
for
Patreon
you, really.
content.
Is what it is. We're here for you.
Yeah. Do you want to do What You Into or Craft Parenting Pod?
What you into?
What You Into? All right.
Let's give Craft Parenting Pod the
glory
the
of
honor
being-
of being
Yes,
the
yes.
closing podcast.
Let's do it. So this is What You Into, Season 3, Episode 104. Okay, are you guys ready for this title? Because it's a novel in and of itself. Photograph Live. No, not the Def Leppard song, or the Nickleback song, or the Ed Sheeran song at High Grain Brewing Company with Austin Neal. That's the title of the episode.
Hell yeah.
Which Tank does a great job of making sure that when you read the title of the episode, you have some idea of what you're going to be getting. of what you're what you're going to get into, to kind of make a slight pun on that. That really wasn't very good, but I went for it. This was recorded live at High Grain Brewing this past Thursday.
It was.
We were in attendance.
We were.
As was the Gnarly Gnome and the Michael Jackson of German dancing. And my Josh as well.
Yes.
And I would be remiss not to mention my Josh, especially with it being Valentine's Day. It was a lot of fun, but it was so loud in there.
It was very loud.
We could not hear what they were talking about at all. Like,
Very
we
loud.
even warned him in advance when he stopped by before starting the show. Hey, you know, we might be heckling you. We might be yelling things out and wooing and Ric Flairing and all that stuff to kind of show our support. Couldn't hear a damn thing.
No.
And then the trivia guy showed up and was kind of pissed that he was like
That
baby
was
and was
awesome.
put in the corner. That was hilarious.
That's awesome.
That's a.
We made the trivia guy look tall, and he looked mad, too.
He was not happy. So the way that this worked was Tank started the live recording at about 6 o'clock, and it was going to go from 6 to 7:30. He was going to start it at 6:30, but they didn't want to cancel trivia night, which normally starts at 7:30. So they bumped him back to 6. Well, the trivia guy shows up like 20, 30 minutes early as needed to set things up.
Right. Got to get yourself
And you
set up.
could immediately see that he's rolling his cart of stuffing going,
First of all, I don't know
that's
where
my
he
table.
parked.
I don't
'cause
know
that
either.
place was packed.
Oh my God. People were like circling like vultures looking for parking spaces.
Oh, yeah.
So no idea where he parked, but he found that. Maybe that's why he was so angry just even
Could
coming
be.
in.
Could be.
Because he had to walk 3 blocks. You know what? He probably parked behind the trivia people setting up for the Nine Giant Fermentorium and had to walk down to
walk down the
to
street.
High Grain. It's entirely possible. I wouldn't put it past.
I said we made him look tall. It was actually the opposite. That guy
Well.
made us look tall.
Well, you know. But anyway,
So mad.
Oh man, it was.
But
It
it was fun though. For those of you who have been with us a long time, thank you for your listenership. For those of you who are new, thank you. And hopefully you get it, you like it. If not, give us another go, a couple more weeks, and I think you'll get it. If not, at least we get those clicks from you. Thank you. But we have laminated show sheets, and we are what?
81 episode.
81
This is episode 81.
Episode 81. Full
And that-
episode 81.
Yes, and that doesn't count all the calendar episodes, bonus episodes, what have
Right.
you.
Doesn't
Yes.
count any of those. But was it the first day that we actually recorded a podcast that we put out to the world? We had laminated show sheets?
No. I started that. I got the laminated show sheets a month or 2 in.
Okay.
It may have been like 2 months in.
Okay.
Because we would get everything set up. We would get the sliders for the volume up. We would make sure the buttons were set. We would start talking, and then one of us would look over at the board and notice the red light is not on. Which, for anyone that does anything media related, recording related, you know that if you don't see that red light on, like your whole
You're
world
not
just
recording.
crumbles down.
Yeah.
So I made laminated show sheets that just kind of had quick things to remind us of, here's the general flow of the show. The very first thing in big, bold letters, push the red button.
Yep.
What Mark is getting to is the episode that you hear on your podcatcher started by Tank saying, yeah, so we forgot to hit the record button for the first few minutes of the episode.
Right.
Which, oh man, hearing that, because we couldn't hear him say it while we were there because
Right.
of just so many people were there, which was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome that it was packed.
But man, when I heard
not
that,
hear.
I'm like, oh no. Luckily, it was only a few minutes of Austin talking about, kind of introducing himself and saying what he does at High Grain. That feels like it was missed. So Austin Neal is the director of marketing. He does events and community engagement for High Grain. He also really enjoys the weed, as you kind of learn from almost everyone.
I mean, it's in the podcast.
It's in the podcast, right? I mean, this is one of those we often, as truth, beer, and consequences, we often take liberties with what people say. We don't have to with this one. And if you ever wondered why the brewery's called High Grain, you may have your answer.
Right.
Yes. So besides that, and forgetting to hit the red button, Austin was incredibly angry that he didn't get to record with Tank in Tank's basement like everyone else from High Grain
Right.
did. Like he
He had
was
to hang out at work.
legitimately upset. He's like, I'm still at work. I'm technically still on the clock doing this.
Yeah.
What is up with
Didn't
that?
know how he got the short straw.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Maybe Tank will have to have him back for a separate, like, part 2 of his hobby episode, where he can just sit in the basement and not worry about being on the
Look at
clock.
this photograph.
If you haven't guessed, Austin's main hobby is photography, which is freaking awesome. But I mean, kind of the main thing that we're going to talk about is the high grain or the beer part of the episode, which was only 7 minutes.
That's it.
So again,
Pretty much it.
this really isn't going to be a long recap for that. I've already talked about like 4 out of the 7 notes that I have for this.
Austin really loves communicating by email. He
Mm-hmm.
wants to keep his phone number, away from public for the most part.
He would also prefer not to keep a case on his phone, which triggers me in all kinds of ways.
Yeah.
Definitely listen to find out what the hell's up with that.
I mean, some people only go the screen protector route.
I just,
I don't know.
it's an investment.
I've seen
It's an
videos where
investment.
people, if you get a good screen protector, you can throw it off the roof of a
Yeah,
house.
sure, right,
And it's still
right.
good. But I am very uncomfortable with only a screen protector.
Marco, you've seen me trying to get off a stool here. Uh-huh. Do you think I could last 10 minutes without a screen protector, a case, a lanyard, like a pool noodle wrapped around my phone?
Right.
And have my phone survive?
Yeah.
No chance.
Right.
No chance. So the risks that Austin is willing to take with his personal phone, like it made me nervous. My palms were sweating just
Yeah.
listening to that. Like, how can you know? I don't know. To each their own.
Yeah.
But holy cow, that made me nervous.
Yeah. Didn't make anyone nervous. It's like
Let's see,
driving without a
he
seatbelt.
talked about, like, it was asked, what's your favorite event that High Grain does? Surprise, surprise.
Surprise.
Dankfest.
Dankfest.
Which is a collaboration festival that they do with 9 Giants. So
Yep.
you got 2 amazing smaller breweries in the Cincinnati area doing amazing things
They're
with
like
their beer.
6 minutes away from each other.
Yeah, they come together for a combination of Earth Day, Dank Day celebration, and eventually there's going to be a beer that they make that is 100% terpenes, and you're going to have to get a note
This
from
year
your
might have terpenes in it.
and well, you're going to have to get a note from your doctor saying that it's for medicinal use in order to buy and drink it. Otherwise, your place of business may say, "Huh, what's this?
Yeah.
What's this going on?" So,
I like
so
this.
definitely
Sticky
listen
icky.
to check that out. And they talked a little bit about the new space, Brentwood Bowl space that
Yep.
High Grain's opening up a second location in,
Possible events.
and some of the events that are being planned from that space. It sounds like they're going to try to take over Oktoberfest and make it a High Grain. What's that? I guess that's the Spring Grove area where Brentwood Bowl is. I'm not entirely sure what.
I don't know.
What
Is that downtown?
Finneytown. It is downtown according to Justin and Sonder.
Okay.
And I guess that's really all that matters. I guess
Yeah.
whenever we talk about a location, we need to look at it from Justin's eyes. Is it?
I agree.
Is it Mason
We
or is
should.
it downtown? Those are the only 2. Well, I guess and Nome. Is it Mason? Is it Hamilton? Or is it downtown?
Well,
Those are the only 3
I think
areas
you can
that
have,
exist in
I think you
Cincinnati.
can have Mason, Westchester. I think you can have Loveland. But, other than that.
Well, but is
everything's
Westchester
downtown.
only a different area for Sonder purely because they're opening a new location there? Like, if they weren't, would that be considered downtown for them, or to Justin? You know,
I don't know.
that's a good question. We need to go up there again.
We'll
and-
have him on
and
the
talk.
pod one day.
We absolutely should. Justin, you know where to find us. Hit
That's
us
right.
up. Yeah.
He does know where to find it.
Everyone knows.
Everyone
where
knows
to
where to find it.
find us. We're not hidden in any way, shape, or form. But that was kind of all that they did as far as talking about Austin and kind of his role in High Grain and a couple things about High Grain. It was a very small segment on that. So, again, not a long recap because most of the episode was about his hobby, which isn't our wheelhouse. But it was so much fun to be there. Tank's episodes for What You Into are always, or What You Into, or What Are You Into, or What the Hell Are You Doing in Your Spare Time, whatever you want to call the podcast. They're great. The conversations are always engaging. There are always so many little fun nuggets in them that they're worth listening to. And
Yeah.
just a couple of those.
You could do a segment. It's called Tanks Nuggets.
Oh, hey. We'll talk about that in our post-production meeting.
Okay.
We'll see what happens there. A couple of the notes that I had. Actually, before I get to the 2 notes that I had about the photography hobby that Austin got a chance to talk about for an hour and a half, Tank's beer. Anthony Tank Mansfield, he collaborated with High Grain as part of this 6-episode High Grain interview series on a beer. It's, I believe, a double New England IPA called Rancid Rabbit Holes. The can art was designed by Tank, and it is available in 6-packs and on draft at High Grain, but I don't know how much was made.
Very limited.
So
It's a limited quantity.
It is,
We just
it
don't know.
absolutely
We just
how
don't know
limited.
actually how many barrels they started with.
Correct. So it was released on Thursday the 9th. Am I doing those dates correctly?
Don't know.
Sure, why not? We'll just say Thursday the 9th.
Yeah, it was.
Look at a calendar, look at February, look at the 9th.
I don't know.
If that's
We
a
were there.
Thursday, look at the Thursday closest to it. Dates mean nothing anymore. You know this. It was delicious. It's a 9% double IPA, New England IPA, so it'll definitely get the job done pretty quickly.
For sure.
I loved it. I thought it was delicious. So if you're interested in that, definitely get up to High Grain and get yourself a 6-pack or a pour on draft as long as it's available. And let's see, what are the few notes that I had on Austin's photography hobby? He's the reason that Barnes and No longer.
Barnes and No longer.
Technically, not wrong. Austin is the reason that Barnes and Noble closed, because he did the thing that everyone else did when they went to Barnes and Noble.
Yep.
And if you've ever been there, you know exactly what we're talking about. The reason that they didn't make any money, but they always had people going in and out. Listen to find out if you have no idea what I'm talking about, but not going to spoil it for you. You can learn the truth about electronics, water, and rice.
Yes.
Is it a fact? Is it a myth? Austin will tell you. He worked at the Apple Store for a period of time. He gives you the actual truth about electronics and rice. Very surprising.
Yeah.
You can hear how many people walked in with, as you said, Marco, Costco-sized bags full of rice with like their laptops, their big iMacs. You remember the big Macs that were like a monitor? It was like a huge monitor screen with a computer built in that they had
Yep.
like schools, the big like Lifesaver candy-colored machines. Everything in the world showed up at those stores in a bag of rice. Did it really work? Find out. And
Let me just say something.
Yes.
If you got to take it to the Apple Store because it ain't working and it's in a giant bag of fucking rice, what do you think? Okay. You got a 6-pound bag of rice and you got a phone in a 6-pound bag of rice and it's like, it's not turning on. Well, let me tell you something.
You know what?
It's probably what you did to it. Like
Not wrong.
They're not going to get it to an Apple employee and then they just raise it like it's Simba and then all of a sudden it turns on magically. You know, that ain't going to happen. So, look, keep the rice for cooking. Okay? There's plenty of great things you can do with rice.
It's true.
Stop putting your electronics in it.
It's true. And also find out about Austin's somewhat irrational fear, which I don't think is necessarily very irrational at all. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
Also,
a good, it
his
was a good
father makes a living
no
doing,
kidding.
like, molding clay.
Throwing. Was he throwing clay
throwing.
or just molding?
I don't know, throwing.
I'd prefer to throw it.
Yeah, he's a clay thrower.
Clay thrower. Yes.
Yeah.
All in all, great episode. A little lacking on the high grain side of it, but I get it. When you're still technically on the clock, you want to keep talking about work.
Well, not only that, I mean, this is the 6th person that they've talked to.
Yeah.
They all work for High Grain.
This is the only one, though, that pissed off the trivia guy. Dude, probably the best part of that was when the trivia guy said over the speakers, if you need to find me, I'm over here in the corner. I guess that's where I'm going to be tonight.
Right.
Like, he was so
right
mad.
by the bathrooms.
He was talking to the cooler.
Yeah.
Because they,
He was so mad.
It
That was
great.
awesome.
It was great. It was fantastic.
It was fun.
I'm so
Trivia
glad.
was fun, too, by the way.
Trivia, well, okay. It wasn't trivia. It was bingo. Song
It was
bingo.
music bingo. Because Singo is
Okay.
actually a branded term.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
Kleenex. Like,
Good
so
God.
they had music trivia or music bingo.
So I just want to say, Joe, we know that you're listening. And I already messaged Joe about this. So
This is
this is the
great.
news to him. On Joe's Singo card card, paper, whatever in the world it was. Which, it's also bullshit, I'm sorry, but they tell you the name of the song after they play it. You don't even have to try to guess what it is. Like, they just flat out,
but in regular
why play
bingo,
the song at all?
You don't have to guess the number, they call it out.
That's what I'm saying. Why play the song at all? Just say, and the first one is
music.
this. Well, you know
Julie,
what?
you sat there for an hour and just sang and danced in your and
made Josh so uncomfortable.
chair.
I'm like, oh my God, it's true. It's true.
That's why they play it, is to get people engaged.
Yeah, but I'm trying to be argumentative for no reason right now.
That's fine.
There
You can
we
do
go.
that.
But Joe, on his Singo card or song trivia card, whatever is not the copyrighted word that the company that was doing this at High Grain was doing, one of the songs on his card was Hit the Road Jack. And he was so excited, like, man, I'm going to hear that. I'm going to hear that. I know that song. This is going to be great.
That was the song he knew.
That was the song that he was waiting all night for. Never happened. Well, he had to leave. He had to get home to Caroline and the kids and everything else.
Right.
And, so we're like, okay, cool. We'll go ahead and take your card and, we'll just kind of mark stuff off. And if you happen to win a gift card, which, again, those rules for winning the gift card, kind of bullshit, different story for a different day. It wasn't 2 minutes after he walked out the door, they played Hit the Road
Jack.
We all looked at each other and went, son of a bitch.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
he didn't win anything, but
no, none of us did. We won.
Gnome did.
Well, that's right, he did.
He won a gift card.
Yeah, he won a gift card that didn't even cover a beer.
It did not.
No,
It
it
did not.
didn't. It didn't
did
even
not
cover a single beer.
And then he was a bro and put it on my tab. So, but anyway,
That's awesome.
it didn't even cover a full beer.
That's awesome. It didn't. It's specific. Ooh, I'm bumping
You all right?
the table. Yeah, I'm good. It specifically didn't cover the beer that the gift card was a representation of.
True.
So, I don't know.
It was a good time though.
It was a hell of a lot of fun.
I don't get out to High Grain very often.
I don't get out there nearly as much as I
but
would. Their
it's
food
not-
is amazing. The beer is
It's not really that far from where I live.
I think it's the parking. Because if it's busy,
you
have to figure something out. If you are
that's a rough one right there.
If you go,
Now, I didn't try. Is there street parking?
I think there is on some of the side streets, but with all the businesses around there, I don't know. I've always been lucky enough to get a spot in the lot.
I have too, but
So-
they share. There's a shared parking lot with a drugstore.
CVS. Well, but if you look at the signs, the spots that are between High Grain and the drugstore, the spots that are on the drugstore sign, they have signs on like the street light things that say this side is only for drugstore parking. I don't know if that's after hours or not, but I don't know. It's a little awkward. Or
What are drugstore hours, anyways?
You
Aren't they open like all the time?
Whenever you want to buy drugs. Some
Yay,
are-
drugs.
Yay, drugs. Shout out to Zane Lamprey.
Yeah.
And to your enjoyment of drugs, specifically ibuprofen.
That's right.
Oh, so great. Check back like a billion episodes ago when we
Never
talked
thought
about
Zane
that
Lamprey
one.
was going to ask me what
Oh my
drugs I've
God,
had
he
lately.
called you out in front of everyone in
He
Fredford,
did.
and it was amazing.
Live comedy show.
All right, let's get back to our show. Well, I mean, we're still technically recapping other episodes, just in a very haphazard fashion. But we have one podcast left to cover,
Yep.
and I still have some wine to drink. You're done with your wine. You still have some whiskey to deal with.
Hold on.
Again, it's not bad. It's just it's a lot. It's a lot. Oh, here he goes. Mark is doing it. Oh, the rest of it, he just.
I don't have any whiskey anymore.
I tried to do that, and it ended up kind of the vapors went up my nose, and I almost died.
Yeah.
Do you want to go over? I know that you're completely empty. We have Craft Parenting Pod to cover, but we need to cheers, and we cannot cheers with empty glasses. So let's take a super fast break. I want you to get something to drink, and then we will do Craft Parenting Pod, and then wrap this shit up. Okay?
Okay.
All right, let's do this. What's up?
¿Dónde están los dragos? Where are the other trucks going? Where are the other trucks going? recording. I can hear where
They know. Yeah, they're at higher gravity.
Yeah. You guys know where we. Well, I mean, Mark is in the bathroom right now. You picked a perfect time to call, so we can talk all kinds of shit about Marco. And yeah, hell yeah, we are.
Oh my
God!
I
Just tell him
we're on.
know. You know what's going to happen when? Okay, he's walking back. I'm not going to say that you're on. So shh.
Okay.
Hold on. Don't worry about it. Just get your headphones on. All right, so you ready to cover Craft Parenting Pod?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Why, hello. It's Vladimir Putin.
No.
We are here to talk to you about the shift beer.
Oh, that's terrible. You don't want to do that. That's terrible. You don't want to talk
We're
about
here to
shift
talk about the shift beer.
You want to talk shift beer?
It's okay because Beth is not here. It's a Christian Josh
Whoa.
It's the Beth
No,
show.
wait a second. You just said no, Beth. I'm out. I'm done.
What the fuck? No. No.
This is an important conversation. I'm glad we're having it.
It's a very important conversation. But you know what? The more important conversation is why the hell aren't you guys here at Higher Gravity with us drinking wine and whiskey for Valentine's
They're
Day?
probably at the garage bar getting
probably
blitzed.
are.
Because we're drinking 2 12 mix packs between just me and Chris.
Hell yeah.
No.
No. Oh,
Julia.
hold on. Where's Liam?
Oh, Liam. Yeah.
Yeah, get Liam in here.
No.
There we go. There we go.
No, we're really calling you because Julia, what we opened with, we need to know where did that come from?
Where did what come
Where are
from?
the other drugs going?
Where are the other drugs going? Oh,
You know.
Where are the other drugs going?
¿Dónde están los drogos?
Where aren't they going?
Also true.
Oh, she doesn't know.
I
I
told
don't-
you that's such a fucking.
Is it
like,
really a deep
a
pool?
niche pull?
Really?
There's
I
no
know.
way that video has more than 10 million views.
Do we need to be
so,
counting these burps? I don't. If they happen on like
No,
our
it'll be
show.
on,
No,
it'll
we're
be on the
recording
show.
this.
It'll be on the show. It'll be on the show. But
Julia, I knew.
damn it.
Yeah.
She doesn't know.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I know.
Really seals in the
I
flavor.
feel like I'm
really
disappointed.
seals in the flavor.
I feel like I'm
I just
disappointing
lost
you
my
guys.
voice. Oh my god. Fine,
You guys
whatever.
are drinking wine and whiskey?
What are you guys drinking right now?
So Higher
Yeah,
Gravity
drinking.
for Valentine's Day has a special where you get a pour of wine and a pour of whiskey. The wine is Two Hands Sexy Beast Cabernet Sauvignon.
It was great.
Ooh.
It was really
It's
good.
delicious. And the whiskey is Savage and Cook's Lip Service Rye Whiskey, which, holy shit, it killed both of us.
Yeah.
So,
Damn.
yeah.
Wow.
But it's good
High
stuff.
proof.
It's very
Well,
nine-
no, it's
well,
not.
It's 90.
No, it's only 90 proof, but it just. I took
Spicy.
it. I took
It's
it.
spicy.
Yeah, it was spicy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what it was.
But yeah, that's
Yeah.
and you know
Spicy
what?
meatball.
It's a spicy meatball.
What's awesome is we're doing that to Candlelight. Higher Gravity has candles
Yeah, we have a
at
candle.
every single table here, so we are recording via Candlelight, drinking wine
Kind of
and
like
whiskey. and-
White Castle.
exactly like White Castle.
We should all do White Castle one
We
time.
should.
You want to go to White
We
Castle
should.
tonight?
What are you guys doing tonight? You guys want to go to White Castle? I think you have to get reservations.
Really?
Yeah, I think
you
you
did,
do.
yeah.
You have to get reservations.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what's awesome is these candles. If you look at them, they're from Adam and Eve, which I'm like, okay,
Oh, good for them.
who's ordering
they're
enough
like-
stuff? I know, I know.
What,
That's
they're
what I'm like.
dildo
No judgment.
candles or what?
They look like
Well, they're
regular
8 inches.
candles. They're 8 inches.
So they're
8
like
inches of amazing.
For extra
yes.
extra fun and
Yes.
you know.
8 inches. That's like
Damn. Do they melt?
huge.
Do they like melt faster?
I mean,
No, I mean,
this
it's been
this
going
one's
since-
lasting quite a while.
It's-
So you're getting the most
It's
out of
been
your 8
on
inches
since at
here.
least 3:15.
Since at least 3:15. It's true. Yeah. What time is it now? Yeah. What time do you think we get here? We have to have a pre-production meeting, pre-production beers, and then we get started, and then we take breaks, and then
And
our
then there's
post-production
post-production.
meeting.
And then there's,
Exactly.
the post production.
Exactly.
Sure.
Oh my gosh.
So
Oh my
you got to
gosh.
last if you're showing up here with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just walk into the park.
I mean, we
Walk
might.
to the park.
We might. It's right there.
God. Oh.
I am
At
so
least we're
happy
gonna-
to hear from you guys.
Yeah, at least we're gonna get an
Yeah.
episode from you guys next
Well, we
week.
didn't
Oh
release.
my God.
Right. Oh my god! Didn't release a show. Whatever. let's
It's
fucking
fine.
do what you doing, what you into, or whatever.
That's literally what we just finished. We're
Yeah,
talking
exactly.
about. Yeah.
What are you into?
I'm into long walks on the beach and drinking sexy red wines slowly through a
Really
straw,
relax.
through a
Holy
crazy
cow.
straw.
Wow.
I don't know.
No.
Tell me you're really drinking them through a crazy straw right now, and I'll
God,
be there in a minute.
if
Right.
they had crazy straws, I would
We would do that.
100% be doing that.
That would be so hilarious to go lean that hard into it and then put a fucking crazy straw in it.
Wine out of
Or
wine
just
out of
asking for
pint
crazy
glasses
straws.
with crazy straws.
So producer Annie says she would have crazy straws just
Oh,
for
I don't-
us if she knew that we would be asking.
Hold
for
on. I have beef with producer Annie.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Why?
Because she said something about how Campari was cherry. It is not cherry.
Oh, she has no.
She has no idea.
Oh.
No, but the way
she tried
the way the spaghetti tasted, there was
no,
it tasted
there's
like
no
cherry.
What beer did you guys do that spaghetti in?
Highlight.
High Life.
Oh, it was High Life.
We did it right.
Yeah.
No.
No.
No. She said cherry. I'm not here
I'm
for
sorry.
it.
Cherry
Well-
at all.
I just want to
I'm
say
sure she's a
that
wonderful person.
That Charles
She's
Barkley
amazing.
impression
Charles
was
Barkley.
like
He's still on hole number 4 of
was
the
like-
Waste Open.
was like my
Waste
golf
Management.
game at the Waste Management Open. It was
He's
terrible.
still on hole number 4. He's still on hole number 4. So terrible.
Is Liam there?
No.
It sounds like he is there.
So
He is-
So he keeps like running up to the mic and then disappearing. Like I don't know where he's where he's
Is
going.
is Morgan Freeman there?
Hello.
He's there.
This is
Excellent.
Morgan
It's
Freeman.
everyone's here. It's Valentine's Day. The place to be is
Oh my
Summit
God.
Park. Is Higher Gravity Summit
We
Park.
got some more.
packed.
Who else is here? Yo, did you check out my brother's show
Oh, Frank
on
Stallone.
Sly.
It's Frank. It's Sly's
Frank
brother.
Stallone? Check out my brother's show on
It's Frank.
Tulsa King on Paramount Plus.
Was it Tulsa?
In Tulsa.
King.
Yeah.
It's like-
Tulsa
Yeah.
King.
Yeah.
Oh my God! It must be a fucking rager over
It's
there.
Crazy. You guys should be here, but I don't think you could get here safely if you've been
Negative
crushing.
Ghost
Yes.
Rider.
So
The
you
pattern
guys,
is full.
we've been trying to convince Gnome to show up here. Apparently, he's stuck doing birthday stuff with his.
Yeah, I didn't realize
children.
this kid had a birthday today.
Yeah, and he's just like,
Damn.
and he's
Oh,
just
no
like,
shit.
Man,
It's
this
almost
is-
my birthday.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Almost your
almost
birthday.
your birthday.
Yeah.
No,
You know.
it's past your birthday.
Wait till,
I know, I
till
was
you
like-
guys hear my drinking.
Oh,
it's
I
half an
can't
hour
wait.
until
I-
it's half an hour a story where I end up asleep in the bathroom.
Okay, so something, and okay, you guys let me know if you want this to stay in our podcast or not, because I will do
What,
whatever.
this?
Sure,
You can
this whole
leave it in.
conversation. Well,
It
so
can be a foreshadowing. Foreshadowing.
So we're putting this on our Patreon.
Is it
so
really
Mark-
foreshadowing?
So Marco can't hear it again.
Is it really foreshadowing if I just tell you what it is?
well, what I want to know is you
Oh,
made
God.
you made a vague post, Josh, on Instagram about
did?
so much for it
About
being a
smoking
good birthday.
cigarettes?
No, no.
Oh, because I called you out. I'm like,
We're not going to talk about
I
that.
messaged him
I just wanted to
immediately.
make sure
Let's leave that out.
the only thing that I wanted to ask was I wanted to make sure that you were okay and had a good birthday.
Did you have
'cause
to
it
yell
looked-
for a
it
roll
looked
of
like
toilet
you-
paper?
It
looked
turned
like
into
you
a
had a
good
good
birthday.
birthday. Okay, that's what I wanted to make
It turned
sure.
into a good birthday. It started bad, ended bad.
Let's
But in a good way.
let's collectively call out Josh for fucking vague booking.
I told you exactly what it was, Chris.
Yeah, but I had to fucking message you to make sure you weren't gonna sleep at me.
Well, to be
Yeah.
fair, is everyone else was asking me, and I was already asleep. I was already drunk asleep then.
Right, because the only thing that I sent, because I'm like, okay, I don't know what this is, but I'm just gonna sending you internet hugs and hope
Let's
that
just-
if you need to reach out, I'm here. But again,
I appreciate-
just wanted to
I
make sure
appreciate
that you
everybody.
were good and had a good.
I
a good
appreciate
weekend.
everyone who reached out.
All I was saying was that the garage bar is open if you want to
That's
have a happy
true.
birthday.
But so I'll give you some more foreshadowing. I shotgunned a beer with a hobo and he threw up on my
Wow.
birthday. So we'll leave it at that.
Wow. Speaking of birthdays in the garage beer, I know two people that share a birthday.
That's true.
We should come over to the garage bar for birthday drinks.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Wait, who
you
shares?
Fucking idiots.
Oh, you guys do. When is your birthdays?
They're in April 21st.
April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
April what?
21st.
The day after 420. I'm gonna be
Yes.
weed hungover.
I was just gonna say.
Isn't that about the time the USFL starts?
It's in April. Yeah,
You wanna know
because
what's the
So,
Because
so
the
Julia,
XFL, yeah.
apparently, no. So apparently, Julia and I are mortal enemies because she
Yeah.
likes who,
the Battlehawks.
and
And
I
you're
like
thinking of
The
doing
Memphis Showboats.
no.
no.
That's that. No,
We're talking about
XFL. Yeah.
Oh,
So the
that's-
it's like the
The
Trogdors.
sea- yeah. So Josh, I
The
would
sea
think
dragons.
I would think that you would like the DC Defenders because they're the ones that did the beer snake. And
No,
I
no,
feel
no.
like that is
I like
an
the one that's
embodiment
shaped like
of you.
Trogdor.
Trogdor. That's
I
fair.
like the
That's
one
fair.
that's I
Okay.
like the one that's shaped like Trogdor.
That's
Jeez.
fair.
Sorry.
That's fair.
Aggressive.
That's fine. That's fine. Agree
Sorry.
to disagree, and I think
So
that we
who
can have a
you-
fun rivalry throughout the season.
can,
I
and I
will
think
join
it'll
you.
be-
I will join you with show boating and motor boating and whatever other kind of boating we do when the
Oh, hold
USFL
on.
starts.
So you're jumping on the Memphis showboat
sure.
train?
Hell yeah! I don't have
Chris,
any
are you on
stakes
the
in
Memphis
anyone.
showboat?
I'm in with the Memphis Showboats. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Really?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I
I
have
was
no
gonna be-
skin in anything for the
NFL
USFL,
teams.
so why not?
I was gonna be the Houston Gamblers, but I didn't like their logo.
It's all about the logo. Yeah.
The showboats logo is pretty cool.
Mine for the
name.
XFL is because they have one of the most obnoxious like chants and cheers. It's caw.
I saw that.
Exactly.
I kinda
exactly.
like
And I'm
that,
like,
though.
St. Louis
that's-
Battlehawks.
Yeah, yes. I have a hoodie
Oh,
from
no.
the 2020 season. I have a T-shirt, all that
Oh,
kind of
my
stuff.
God.
The
I feel
T-shirt's
like it's-
actually in the back of my car right now.
Oh, wow.
Thought about
I
wearing
feel
it
like
tonight,
it's
yeah.
too close to Kansas City.
I can understand
It's all
that.
Missouri.
Yeah, but
Same state. I don't like it.
but caw is law and it's annoying as shit. So I'm like,
The
I've
caw
got to
is
do
law?
it. I've got to do it.
So hold on. We're gonna say this right now.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
XFL aside.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that the USFL Super Bowl is going to be in Canton this year again. Because why wouldn't
Oh.
it be?
Yeah.
We all need
yeah.
to go.
We should go.
That's close
No
enough.
matter
we
who
could
makes
do
it.
Okay.
We should
okay.
do a Shift Beers Truth Beer Pod collaboration close to your birthday from the Garage Bar.
Yes, I
Oh,
agree.
I
let's
don't
do
want
it.
to ruin
Yeah.
your
Let's
guys'
do it.
birthday.
That would be great.
That'd be awesome. I'd
With
love
my
it.
fucking kids.
But we should do it. I agree 100%.
Dude, they're going to be running around with like ninja stars and
Swords and
Swords.
eye
Just
makeup.
make sure you
kinds of
show
shit.
up with full makeup.
Yeah, don't.
yeah, that's true. You got to dress up.
You
Does
can't
it need
just
to,
roll in.
does it
gotta
need to
be
be
full
like full
makeup.
cocktail attire or just the makeup? Like,
No,
is it
it's
just
just
the
the
neck
makeup.
up?
Just the makeup.
Okay.
Make sure
All right.
Marco does his too.
Okay, we'll see what we can do.
And Victoria's Secret angel wings.
Oh, all right.
I'm gonna look like
All
I'm gonna
right.
look like Batman.
We talked about backward thongs earlier, Marcus. So I
We
mean,
did,
Victoria's
actually.
Secret angel
What
wings
the
aren't that?
Hold on. What? Who's talking about backward dogs?
They are.
So
I
there's
mean,
us.
I
the-
mean,
on the Valentine's Day card here at Higher Gravity, there's a picture of a thong, and I said I should have brought mine, but I always wear it backwards.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
when you get a wedgie, it's really terrible.
you got to
it's
keep the
bad.
grapes separated. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
No.
wedgie.
When I used to teach the climbing merit badge in Boy Scouts.
Oh yeah, with
And
the
it's
harnesses.
Fucking ironic, by the way.
They would put their the harness on. I just would be like, keep all your furniture in the same room.
And they would probably look at you like what, and then like 5 minutes in, they went, "Oh,
Oh,
I know what you
they
mean
went,
now."
No. Oh no. Keep all your furniture in the same room, boys. Sorry.
Oh my god. You know what? It's sage advice. I mean, it is not.
I mean, hey, that's Josh's twisted tea tip of the day.
There we
Keep
go.
Hell
all your
yeah.
furniture in the same room.
Hell yeah.
I have 1/3 the amount of furniture.
Sorry, Chris.
2/3, I guess.
No, Chris, let's look at this from a positive light. You have 2/3 the amount of furniture.
You're right.
There you
True.
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just
Julia, always
remember
looking on the bright
that
side.
that someone reached out to us about and it wasn't who's the Gnomes sponsor? It wasn't
Manscaped.
It wasn't Manscaped. It was someone
Pretzels.
else about ball care. And I was like, hey, so we have 4 hosts and we only have 5 balls between us. So how's this going to work out? And I never received a response
Anything back? Oh man, missed opportunity for
Man,
them.
you got a sponsorship reach out. That's good.
Man.
All right, so listen. I played disc golf on Saturday with
Yeah.
a buddy of mine who I hadn't seen in a little while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, and
It's been a while.
so I have this big new work truck that I drive everywhere, and this is the first time he'd seen it, and he's really excited about me getting truck nuts for it.
Oh, God.
But I
The
can't
worst.
get.
You need Shift Beer's
I can't
branded
get
truck
two.
nuts.
I can't get two. I need a truck nut.
You have to clip.
So
clip one of them off.
He wrote emails and he's
To, like
texting me
people
on
who
these.
manufacture truck nuts.
Yeah, it's
Oh my God.
he wrote
That's
me a
amazing.
message. He wrote a message to Your Nuts crew.
Oh no.
Oh, my
makes
God.
truck nuts.
This is amazing.
And it says, he goes, my good buddy just got an awesome truck that really needs some nuts. NUTZ. Like,
Of course, as you
So-
do.
Yeah.
so the problem is he is a testicular cancer survivor and is down to one. Do you have any single nut truck nuts?
Did they get back to him? Please tell me.
So they sent him a bunch of fucking.
They did not.
He reached out to every
Oh my God.
truck nut manufacturer. and
There's
he goes-
more than one.
That's
apparently.
amazing.
And he goes, this is from Tombow Plastics Incorporated in San Bernardino. Hello, unfortunately we can't customize them. And then he sent to another one, like on email. He goes, no, you can cut it off yourself with an electric handsaw.
Oh my
and then you
God.
get another
He's
one.
telling them how to manufacture
Another
it.
one from.
I feel like it's a missed market. You know?
It's really, it's pretty niche if I have to dive into it.
But if it's
But I
at
wanna
the
know-
same time, like you know, cancer
it's like a
survivors
shoe convention
represent.
for
You know what I
people
mean?
With one leg. I mean,
So we got,
Wow.
You should sue for discrimination.
we really should.
Oh
You're
my
like,
God!
look.
We're gonna be millionaires.
Weird Hill.
We're gonna be
Between
millionaires.
so between that and like the domain reselling opportunity
yeah.
that you guys have,
The domain
I'm telling you.
Oh, you mean
Yeah, we addressed that.
you mean
today.
ParadigmShiftBrewing.com?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Paradigm Shift Brewing can buy it back for like $1 million.
Hell yeah.
It really went up since last time
They
we
never
talked.
owned it. They never owned it though.
That's so
It was
crazy.
ParadigmShiftBrew.com. I don't know if they lost ownership of it or what.
That was weird, man.
Did you buy
how do you
both-
go from?
Did
how
you
do
buy
go
both
from
the brew
Paradigm?
and brewing versions of it?
No. They own the brew. Someone owns brew.
Oh, okay, okay.
They own it,
Gotcha.
or
okay.
they lost control of it, or something. I don't know. But I'm like, how do you go from Paradigm Shift Brew to we're going to be the Shift Beer?
Right.
.com.
It's so dumb, dude.
Right.
Yeah, I'll trade you guys, but I'm going to also charge you $1,000.
Yeah.
But they're not going to do it.
You know, I mean, it's one of those, you never know.
you never know.
You never know. All right.
All right.
Oh
Well,
my
The
God,
pee
this is,
so bad. It's a problem.
well,
well,
thank you for calling. This was so incredibly fun.
I literally was
I
like,
miss you
Julia's going
guys
to
so
know
much.
where the drugs
Where are the
going.
other drugs coming?
And apparently you
And I
didn't know.
don't know. So now I have to do some Googling when
Oh
I
my
get
God.
home or after we hang up and be
That's
like,
such a fun
it's-
Google. Where are the other drugs?
Where are the other? I wonder what pops up. You know what? If you can't find it, let me know.
Will do. Will do. It's the
All
one
right.
time that I'm not screaming out, I know this. Why don't you guys know this?
Well,
Oh,
we knew
man.
it. We just thought you would.
We
know.
knew.
Yeah,
Because I
you
told
guys,
Josh
you
it
guys
was
got
too,
me on
too
this.
niche.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is. It
I said,
is.
"Oh, Julia knows." He's like, "No, she won't know." And I was like, "I bet she does."
That's why we called.
Well, I
And
am
here we
so
are.
glad that you guys
Here we
did.
are, 15 minutes in.
Idiots.
It's
Yep.
awesome. It is
All right,
awesome.
well,
Have
You kids enjoy the rest of your show.
YouTube.
Thanks, you
safe.
as well.
Josh, get home safe. Chris, I'm assuming you're already home, so don't get too much in trouble with your
Yeah,
wife.
he's totally
So,
home.
Yeah,
Love you guys.
love you guys
Bye.
too. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care. Bye.
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 And with that, I guess we're back.
I guess we're back.
Marco, what's in your glass? You got a new
I
beer.
have the Hoodoo
No?
from Voodoo Brewing.
Nice. West Coast IPA.
Yeah,
That's what
West
I
Coast
started
IPA.
our pre-production meeting with.
Yep.
Very tasty. I'm
Hoodoo
still
that
working.
voodoo that you do.
Well, or from Sam B, Who Do You Voodoo, Bitch?
Okay.
Which is from, God, what video game was that? Anyway, we could go down so many different rancid rabbit
Where are we
holes
going to
with
put
this
the
one.
rest of the drugs?
If I don't cut the phone call out of this is going to be, people are going to be very, very confused.
That's
I'm
all right.
going to leave most of it in.
It's a reference to
It's a
something
hell-
that happened earlier.
Yes.
Anyways.
Anyway. We have
Anyway.
one podcast left. I'm still working.
Oh,
on
we still have one
We still
podcast.
have one left. I still have a little bit of wine to go, and then the rest of my my Third Eye hybrid IPA to finish off, and we have Patreon stuff to take care of.
Yes, we are going to do
So
that.
let's finish up this episode and get the rest of our stuff taken care of. The final podcast we have to talk tonight is the Craft Parenting Podcast.
That is with Joe, who is the Michael Jackson of German dancing.
And
His wife,
Caroline. This is episode 90.5, Red Silo Brewing Company. This is going to be another shorter recap because they're Cincinnati-based podcasters. It's not Cincinnati craft beer, and I feel like 90% of the episode was more about Caroline's work trip and not necessarily the beer. They were drinking the beer from Red Silo during the episode, but the beer wasn't the focus, so
Yeah.
that's the only reason this is a shorter recap. That's it.
And by shorter, like, we're almost done with it.
We're practically, I mean, I guess we've said all that we have to say, right? Caroline brought home some beer. They drank some beer.
They drank
Done.
beer.
No, we are not going to do them dirty like that. So, only had a few notes on this because most of it was
I only
not
had a
about
few.
the beer itself. Okay, well, let's make sure that they match up.
Okay.
Caroline took a work trip to Tennessee, and apparently Joe had no idea where she was.
Right.
Not a single clue. She could have pointed to anywhere on a globe and said, "Oh, I was here for my work trip," and Joe would have been like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah, he's like,
that's where you were."
so are you close to Iowa?
Exactly. It's like,
ah,
well, not
not really.
exactly. I'm
Not
closer.
really.
I'm closer to Iowa than I am to Taiwan, but that's still not really saying much.
Correct.
The beers that she brought back, or well, at least the beers that they drank on the show, I don't know if it's all that she brought back, were Red Silo Brewing Company's lager, a coffee cream ale, and a peanut butter porter. So you get to hear through the entirety of the episode them drinking those, talking about those. Caroline always gives notes about what the brewery was about. This time she had firsthand experience on visiting the brewery, and then kind of read the descriptions on each of the different beers from the can, the bottle, the website, that type of thing. Joe asked a couple of really hard questions in this episode, like do plums have sugar? Like, do they contain sugar as a fruit? And what is the difference between a peach and an apricot, or apricot, depending on your dialect?
Right.
Which you and I kind of actually talked about for longer than I thought we would in our pre-production meeting on the
We did.
differences between peaches and apricots.
Yeah, we did.
Did you say apricot or apricot?
Apricot.
Okay. I think I bounce between the two, and I don't know why.
Maybe it depends. You
Kind of
know,
like caramel and caramel, or Caribbean and Caribbean. It all depends on
Yeah.
the situation that you're
Depends.
working on. All right, that's fair. Let's see. Caroline tried to one-up her boss with sake
yeah.
instead of wine or beer.
Yeah.
Hell of an interesting experience that was.
It's a weird flex.
Very weird flex. Hopefully she still has a job come Monday. We'll find out.
At least she called
Things
it sake
happen.
instead of like, I'll have the sake.
The sake.
The sake.
Sake. S-A-K-E. Sake. Totally sake.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did good. She did good with the pronunciation of all the words.
Very good.
And then she very rightfully so, questioned the number of fish restaurants in a place that is more landlocked than Ohio is. Which again, if you're going to,
I had to go to Jungle Gyms today.
yeah,
and-
you sound like that's a bad thing. I had to go there.
I didn't find everything I
Content.
needed, which
Oh,
when you go to
okay.
Jungle Gyms, you expect to find everything you needed. They had one of those fucking king crabs in one of the things.
One of
And
the tanks, yeah.
I looked over like, holy shit, that thing is big.
And you
It's
know what? Just one leg is
enormous.
probably like $40.
How
How much was the whole?
It's $49 a pound.
But is that for
like-
like the whole crab, or just for the parts you can eat? Because you can
The
only
parts you
eat
can
like
eat.
a fraction.
Like
of what
so,
the, whole
the live
thing is.
one was in the
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
and then you go over and there's crab
Already prepared, or like ready to buy. Yeah,
ready
that's
to
not
buy.
alive. Sure.
It's like $45 or $49 a pound.
But what I'm wondering is like when they do that, because
That crab was
the
ridiculous.
exoskeleton of the crab.
I looked at it, I was like, it's a fucking monster.
Yeah, those things are terrifying
Yeah.
in real, and I say real life. My experience with how big they actually are comes from, get this, Animal Crossing. So they're terrifying in Animal Crossing world. the size they are when you catch them while you're swimming around in the ocean. Poor Marco. There are multiple times every single week that Marco goes, why do I do this with her again? Is there any way for me to graciously bow out of this?
Animal Crossing.
I haven't played in forever. My villagers are probably all super pissed at me. There are probably weeds everywhere.
Weed.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Tying back to what you're into in High Grain. See, I have a method to my madness. That's kind of all I had for Craft Parenting Pod, because again, it wasn't a deep dive into the beer itself. It was a deep dive into her trip, and they just happened to be drinking the beer while she was talking about the trip. So
She's going on a couple of trips.
she has.
I wonder where the next trip's going to be.
Ooh, I'm gonna say her next trip is going to be somewhere in.
She went to Cleveland, right?
Yes. I'm gonna say the
And now
next
she
one's
went
gonna be
to-
somewhere in Missouri or Misery as.
Misery.
Yeah. Misery, because there's nothing good in.
James Caan. Kathy Bates.
Yep. Ankles, blocks of wood.
Yep.
Terrible stuff.
Yep.
Terrible. It's a documentary, you know.
Terrible.
Terrible. Thank you, Charles. Marco,
He's back from the Waste Management Open.
He finally finished.
Yeah, he
the
finished.
It only took him a week and a half.
Yeah, he's back.
Good Lord. Well, Marco, I'm going to finish my wine, finish my beer. You're going to finish your beer. Was there anything else podcast related that we had to talk about tonight?
No.
Fucking Liam.
Fucking
All right.
Liam.
Well, if you guys liked what we do, tonight was a little bit of a slightly different episode than what we normally do, because even though we thought, hey, we're going to end this episode in like 45 minutes, it's now almost an hour and a half in, but we had so much fun. If you liked this, you can help us out immensely by liking, subscribing, reviewing, giving us a 5-star review on whatever podcatcher you listen to. Follow us on social media. We are at Truth Beer Pod everywhere. You can email us. Send us stuff that you like, that you don't like. Send us things that you should put on your calendar as far as Cincinnati beer-related events. That is truthbeerpod@gmail.com. We have links to all of this fun stuff, including links that you can throw us a couple bucks at truthbeerpod.com. All of our audio episodes are on YouTube, as well as a couple of random bonus video stuff. And if you want some exclusive content, if you want to hear some of our very first test episodes that we never released to anyone, exclusive videos, which we have some fun stuff planned for that, follow us and subscribe to us on Patreon, patreon.com/truthbeerpod. Other than that, Marco,
Julia.
what are you going to be doing next week?
Next week, I'm going to be here at Higher Gravity Summit Park. At least that's the plan. And we're going to recap all the Cincinnati-based craft beer pods from this week.
Sounds great. I'll be here with you.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.